Okay, so I'm going to continue, and I'm going to show you this very important thing. I'm refining with the blob brush tool, with the eraser, and now with Pathfinder and the shape tools. So what I had just finished doing was cutting out this hole. So let me show you what I mean. You see how that hole is transparent now? Sometimes I'll drag it off to the gray just to make sure. Right? So how did I get that? Because I want to get that same sort of transparent hole on the other three sides. So what I did, because I want it to be a perfect copy of this one in the center, because this is kind of symbolizing my dad, and these are the 4 kids he has. So I'm going to select that circle with the small selection tool. I'm going to copy it, Command C, paste it, Command V. I have that exact circle. And I'm going to change its color by double clicking on the fill selection. I have it on only web color, so it will do absolute black, absolute white. Just make it easy to see. Then I'm going to take that white dot, I'm going to move it exactly where I want it. Another great thing about Illustrator is it shows me when I'm lined up with the middle of that. Right? Because I don't know if my cross is perfect. And I want it to be a little wonky, but I want this to feel kind of perfect and in place. So it won't let me go up and down. It's locking it with this. Okay, now I select this blob brush shape that I made on the same layer. But if I select them both by holding down Shift and selecting both of them, and I move them over to the gray, you'll see that that white dot is not a cutout, it's opaque, right? So let me do it over here, just so you can see it really clearly. So the goal is not to have a logo design that has any white in it at all. It's all just a black shape. So how do I use that perfect circle to cut out from here? And this could be any 2 overlapping shapes. So once they're both selected, you go to your Pathfinder tool, which is under Window, Pathfinder. And I use it so much that I actually will move it into my sidebar, even though it's not one of the defaults. Okay? And then you click on it, and you want to use this one, which is Exclude. I believe you can also do it through some option over here, through some effect. Yeah, so if you go under Effect, Pathfinder, you can do that kind of thing. But this is actually an excluding where they intersect. So it will punch out the hole. Now, it will take whatever layer is on top, and it will use that fill color for all of it. So in this case, white. But then I just change that fill color back to black. And now you see I have that punched out hole. So now it's just one shape, and I can move that back into place with my large selection tool. And if you want to use guides, I want to get the same distance from that middle circle. I obviously want that middle circle to be right at the center. So you can use guides to kind of fine-tune everything. I actually don't know how to move the guides once you've already done them. That's a bit of a problem. There's my center line. So this circle, yeah, about there. Needs to be about there. Okay. And then I can add more with the blob brush. To fill it out. Now remember, I can use not just this brush to refine it, but also the eraser, which is like the reverse of the blob brush. And it just won't smooth it for me as I go. But just like the exclude intersection pathfinder, it will cut out of the black shape for me. That's looking pretty good. I'm going to turn off my guides, up, keep them back on, and erase a little bit from here. Since I have it pressure sensitive, I don't need to fill that whole square or that whole circle each time I make a mark. And this is just our introduction to it, and I want it to look clean and like logo design, but a little hand done too. So that's why I'm not using the shape tool to make my cross, even though I am using it for these. Okay, so just quick review. Copy paste my circle. I don't even need to turn it into white because I think you understand now what I'm going for. Instead, I just move it into place. And then select the blob brush as well, the shape behind it, and then use Pathfinder to exclude it. Do it one more time. Copy, paste. Move it over. Make sure it's lined up. Copy the blob brush shape around it, so there's two intersecting, and then exclude it. All right, now I'm going to draw the helmet. Let's see, I'm going to do that on a new layer. You can see where having new layers is a benefit. I'll use the blob brush. I'm going to try to make it a little cleaner. Go back like that. Up like that. And then down. Pretty sharp. Fill this in. Down here, pretty sharp. Maybe cut that back a little bit more. Let's give that cross a little bit more room. I overshot it a little bit there, but I'll fix that. Cut across here, cut down, cut across here, cut back. Use the eraser, clean up anything. I want to extend that cross a little bit more. I can. Okay, I'm taking this part off, but I wanted to add a shadow here. So more blob brush. Shadow to the needle there. Come on. And now going into an oak leaf design. I'm pretty much going to freehand. And then use the eraser to refine. And kind of like the mustache over there, the oak leaf will be white with black. Trying to be very conscious of all the negative space, how that gets filled. I might turn off my sketch just to get a sense of it. So it's so great how the blob brush smooths it out for you as you go, but then when you have to make little adjustments, sometimes you then also have to go back to it and use the smooth tool. With changes that you have made. And sometimes you just need to redraw it. Like this corner here. Bring that down. Want it to be a little sharper. And sometimes I can't decide what I want. Okay, let's see how we're doing so far. So that's all the most complicated stuff, just with all its overlaps. Got that done, mostly with the blob brush and the eraser, and the smooth tool when needed. So now, let's get into the butterfly. A lot of blob brush work. First, I can cut it out of the wing. So I'm going to select this wing and give me space with the eraser. This little notch for the butterfly wing here. It's a little too much. Yep, that will do it. Then I might just give myself a little bit of a notch on this side. Not symmetrical.